The Weddings by Annabel podcast. This is the whys, not just the whats, behind weddings. Based in the UK's Cumbria and the Lake District, me and others invite you to join a conversation about the highs and lows, the delights and the concerns faced by anyone planning a wedding. Welcome to Weddings by Annabel podcast, and today's session I am delighted to be joined by Emma from Emma Jane Events here in Cumbria, this has been on the cards for ages and we've kept missing each other, busy lives, all of that, but it's finally happening.
Yay!
We made it, even though this morning I have been in a barn full of farmers and sheep, and I've come back and I look a state because I am soggy and I had to wrestle my wellies off. We're here now to talk about styling of weddings. Now, the reason why Emma Jane Events is involved is because she has been... How long have you been doing this for?
Oh, about 12, 13 years now.
There you go. And I've worked with Emma throughout all of those years because she's got some bloody beautiful stuff. So for each wedding that I come to, it's really nice to have somebody that's a go-to that I go, I know your stuff, I know how nicely you do it, and then we'll chat through what's going to work. So we've already had lots of conversations like this, and this time we're putting it out to the world.
Oh gosh. Watch out.
So, Emma, first off, explain to the world in a little snippet what you do.
So, Emma Jane Events is based in the South Lakes, just south of Kendal, and at the Lakes Wedding Hub. And we specialise in wedding decor, styling, lighting, and management of weddings.
Yes, of which you help me out. It's bloody brilliant. And I help you out.
Yep, good partnership.
Yeah, it's the way it should work, right? We all work together.
It should.
How did you get into all of this?
It's a very different start in my career. I was in sports coaching and lecturing. So I started off as a sports development manager, moved my way into teaching, thought that might be good fun, and lectured in college and university. And then education just started to change, and I was not happy and wanted a very different sort of career, I suppose. I think as you grow up and grow older, you like
Yeah.
things different as well. So I was very sporty, very much into fitness, and then I had children, and that sort of went by the by. And I just wanted to be a bit more creative, which I've never been in work. So yeah, I actually started making bunting back in the days that bunting was a
Oh
thing,
my
would you believe?
God, it was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And it was everywhere. So yeah, I used to make that for people's weddings. And then one specific barn said, if you do my wedding, I'm getting married next year, and you do a good job, then we can start, recommending you. And it's literally gone from there.
Well, we all start somewhere.
We do.
Bunting, of all things.
Bunting. Would you believe it? Yes.
Yeah, God, that was massive for a long time, wasn't it?
It was, especially in barns. We specialised
Yeah.
in barns, obviously, then barn weddings, living where we do,
Yeah.
and marquees. Yeah, it was just everywhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's my start.
Yeah. And what's your favourite thing about running Emma Jane Events?
Um, we always say getting your own business up and running. You think the main thing is you can manage your workflow, going from teaching where it was just constant. I thought I'd be able to manage it, but now I actually work more than I did as a teacher. We never switch off, do we, in this industry, or when you're
No.
self-employed?
No.
So that was obviously wrong of me to think that would happen. But now I think I just like talking weddings. It's a really lovely industry to be in because people are always happy and just happy talking about their big day, which is what they've dreamed of all their lives. So I just love doing that with couples and having consultations and talking to them about their ideas. Yeah, and bringing it to life for them.
I was thinking, it's not like it's an awkward conversation, is it? I mean,
No, never.
sometimes it can be, depending on the people they're talking about, but
Yes.
most of the time, they're very excited about it all. So,
Yes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. I get you. Have you got a favourite kind of item or theme or something at the minute that you've got in?
We're just sort of branching out more into the styling part of things. And doing sort of on the day styling and things as well. So we very much started as a decor company where it was not necessarily just off the shelf items. We do
Oh,
bespokely make things as well. So we have a workshop. My dad is a joiner, so he makes a lot of things as well,
I
which
love
is
your
really
dad. He's
lovely.
so handy.
He is handy now, but you won't catch him up a ladder anymore, I'm afraid. He's too old for that, he tells me.
He
Um,
did once break
uh,
one of my lights. Do you
oh,
remember
did
that?
he?
That was ages
Oh, I
ago.
do. Yes. Oh, can we not talk about that? Can you cut that bit out, please?
No.
Yeah, so it was very much we started as decor, and now we're just moving along into the styling sort of end of it, and really enjoying sort of being there on the day with couples, doing the turnaround, setting up the pretty little bits, and doing that side of things as well. So yeah, our sort of look styling package has completely gone off the shelves since
Yeah.
we've opened that up. Yeah.
Well, it's all that faffy bits, isn't it?
Yes, the faffy bits, yes.
That
And I'm
you,
not a fan of faff, but there is, there's certain faff that we can include on wedding days.
yeah, it's always going to be there. There's no avoiding wedding faff. I'm a strong believer. I said even I was tempted to change my badge to be like prime faffer because honestly,
Yeah,
you just
people would
constantly
understand
like
the role more.
constantly tweaking stuff, moving stuff, like tidying stuff, switching stuff on
Yeah,
and off. Like
yeah,
there's a lot of that going on. So I think it's a good idea. Some people rely too much on a family member or,
yeah,
a friend to do it, but
definitely,
they're
yeah.
they're also trying to be a guest. They're also
Yeah,
trying to do
definitely.
that
Yeah, I
side.
wouldn't recommend that, especially like in barn and marquee weddings where it's all on you in some
Yeah,
situations. So yeah, just having somebody there just to have an eye on those things and letting everyone else enjoy. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So I thought that we'd go through some kind of there's some key things that I know when I'm talking about styling, and I'm only there to advise. I then point them in the direction of people like you and go,
Yep.
here's some thoughts from the world of Annabel. Now go and get it, refined down with some specialists that really know their stuff,
Yeah.
basically. So the things that I tell them to consider, the first thing, and I repeat this on for pretty much every element of a wedding, never mind just the styling, but it's atmosphere. And
Yeah.
the styling includes lighting. Lighting can make such a massive difference on the atmosphere, the feeling behind a place. So this could be that you are trying to make somewhere feel quite calm. It might be that you are trying to make it feel really fun and lively. There's a lot to be said about choosing the atmosphere that reflects you well, that suits the couple really nicely and the venue, and then working with the elements that you can to make the atmosphere feel good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the things that you work with can definitely impact on that. I mean, like I say,
Yeah.
lighting, oh my God, what a difference.
Yeah. Completely changes a space. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we're talking about lighting, this is things like good old fairy lights. I mean, they're a silent's best friend, right?
Yeah.
Not putting them up, but for
Well,
the
we do that though, don't we? So that's
yeah.
where we differ sometimes to other stylists. But yeah, we are up ladders. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, having beautiful lighting is one thing, but then adding in, for me, it's things like textures,
Yeah, massive.
you know,
Yeah.
floaty
Yeah.
drapes and
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. One of the first things we ask a couple on sort of the initial consultation is sort of three main things. One is sort of um, how they want the day to feel. So, are they wanting it quite natural and relaxed? Are they wanting it more sort of classic wedding, is the term that I often use sometimes. Or are they wanting it full and full of energy and those kind of vibes? And that bases then the whole discussion
Yeah.
on the styling concepts just by that one question, which is exactly what you said. Yeah, because you can
Yeah.
just transform a space massively.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all of that.
And like with everything to do with weddings, there's so much choice. So the more that you have those type of conversations, the more you can refine it down. Because
Yeah,
any wedding can look good, but feeling good is a whole different level. And I
yeah,
think it gets overlooked so often because people are so busy looking at the pretty pictures.
yeah,
But just because something's pretty, it can still feel really flat,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's about lifting that as much as you can and adding like mood and interest to the venue, to any spaces that you're going to be in. So yeah, atmosphere for me is like bam, big one.
yeah,
Tick that box,
yeah,
definitely. Um Next discussion I have is, like I said about good old Pinterest and Instagram, I have so many problems with because people are so busy looking at all these pretty pictures everywhere and they decide on these are the colours that I like or this is the theme that I like. And that's great. Good place to start.
mm,
It's then taking the time to then reflect that to the venue. So when I got married, I the venue that I was in, it had a lot. I mean, this is a long time ago as well. Um, there was a lot of different colours going on inside the venue. So there was patterned carpet, standard,
yeah.
and there was hints of, I think it was purple in the carpet, and then the wallpaper was patterned and had hints of like a lemony colour. Interesting.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
know.
very.
The curtains were of similar, just a lot going on. And I
Yeah,
know that um, the wedding before us, they had then incorporated bright pink, like, wow pink.
where's
And
that come from? Yeah,
it was like, wow, this, I don't, feast for the eyes is not the term. It was just, it's just a lot,
oh gosh.
you know?
And what colour did you go for in the end then with all those?
I went emerald green, ivory, and black,
Oh, nice.
right?
Nice. Yeah,
Because there was so much already going on. You have to kind of, and for me, it's all about contrast, right? So
yeah,
I work at a place, as you do, Barn in the Fells, Ambleside, little lovely place.
yeah,
And going into a space like that, I'm always like, there is so much rustic. We've got wooden floors, we've got, rustic walls, we've got beams above, and it can be quite dark in certain areas. So I'm
yeah,
like, if you're going to style a place like that, then you're looking for a contrasting colour. If you go too beige or too pastel, it might just start to blend in with what you've got going on around you.
yeah,
So thinking about your colour palette and what you're putting in there and adding some contrast to it. So like,
yeah.
table runners are great. It
Mm,
gives you whatever you're putting on the table, give you something to contrast against. So if you
yeah,
do go rustic or whatever, it means it doesn't just disappear in the
yeah.
room.
You've got to make it pop out, haven't you, and
Yeah,
create that look. Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing with sort of natural spaces as well, like barns, like we both work in a lot of barns, and it's trying to create something, like you say, that will contrast that and soften it up slightly as well. So it's not necessarily just about the colours, but also about the fabrics and the textures, which is huge in weddings at the moment.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so using what you've got at the venue is a big thing. And it's about sort of talking couples around that.
yeah,
But most people select a venue, don't they, that they like and is sort of in keeping with what they like anyway. So we hope that there's nothing too crazy.
yeah,
But if there is, it's yeah, toning it down and sort of blending in and making it all sit naturally in that
yeah.
space.
It's making the venue stand out for the reasons that you love it.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, and it's looking and asking the couples what it is that they like about it as well.
Yeah. So working more with the venue that you've got and trying to blend your personality and your taste into it rather than trying to you can't adjust the venue.
No,
So
no, you've got to work with that, haven't you?
yeah,
Massively. Yeah.
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 Next thing, which again is one of those topics that is so relevant in all aspects of a wedding, is budget. The
Yes.
good old finances.
Yeah. It's important. It's top. Should be top on discussions. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I start a conversation with anybody, and this is whether they need, you know, any kind of consultancy or coordination, the first thing I'll say is, do you have a venue? Because that makes a big difference. Um, and have you set your budget? And a lot of them haven't, they've got a vague idea of budget, but they haven't really delved deep into it. I'm like,
Yeah.
before you start having conversations with a load of different suppliers about all these different elements, try to just categorize some budget so you have a rough idea of where that money's going to sit. Where are your priorities? So that as soon as
Yeah.
they have a conversation with something like you, they go, we're thinking around this amount is probably our realistic limit.
Yeah.
There's probably give and take in it, but having an idea is, I think it's, as a supplier, it's really helpful because
Yeah.
you know from the off then.
Yeah. You know the starting point. You can point them in the right direction. So if their budget is a little bit lower, then you're not sort of trying to sell them, something that isn't even on their radar, because that's not fair. We've all got our
Yeah.
own budgets, and with weddings, people can get carried away and just, want this, that, I want this, I want
Oh,
that, I
so
want the
much
other.
so.
And your budget soon adds up. And it's, you can still create those looks that you like, but at your budget and, just
Yeah.
work within your means.
Well, it stops all of that email ping pong. Where you
Yes. Oh
go,
God. Yeah.
how much is it if I add this? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
how much is it if I take this out? You're like, right,
Yeah.
hold on.
That's a lot of
Whoa.
emails. Yeah. That we get. Can you just, how much if we just add a post box? Yeah. No.
It's like, right, can you
Yeah.
just tell me what your budget is? And then
Yeah.
I can tell you whether in that budget you can afford a post box. Because
Yeah.
that's going to be way easier than,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
And I think that's why because we never did packages up until probably a couple of years ago. I was never really a fan of packages because everybody's so different. Um, but we've actually found that couples like packages so that they can look at where their budget would fit. So we kind of have our look styling, which is all inclusive. So anything that we have in our storeroom is yours for that day. Um, and so therefore you know exactly where your budget is, and you're not, you
yeah,
can add as much as you want or as little as, and it's going to be that amount. We then sort of do a classic, which is like the middle of the road for those looking at sort of barn weddings. It might just be lighting and an archway and some welcome accessories.
yeah,
And then we do like a pick and mix, as I call it. So it's
uh,
for those with a slightly lower budget or doesn't want what's in that package.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
can literally off the shelf see what they want,
You.
and then that can add up to their budget based on the initial discussion of, yeah,
I'm
money.
terrible in that situation because I see all the pretty things and it's like being in Aladdin's cave. I
Yeah,
go, ooh, let's add that in. Ooh, and that. Ooh, and I'll have 7 of those. Like, don't
yeah.
send me
No,
in.
that does happen. And I am quite a minimalist stylist, I would say. I'm not an over the top. I don't like lots of bits and bobs, and I will openly advise couples that just pare it back, pull it back.
Yeah,
I'm probably not a good businesswoman, but that's what I try and do, because it is, people get so excited about weddings. I want this, I want that, I want the other. They see it all on Instagram, and they want that. But when we look at it for their wedding, it doesn't always work.
yeah,
So we've got to just keep our feet on the ground and just look at what works and what looks pretty.
yeah. Make the most of what you can. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
So that comes to the other thing that I kind of noted down was each of the choices, and again, this is another one that relates to all of the elements of a wedding, is making considered choices. Like
yeah,
not being wooed by what the kind of the whatever you can consider as the norm in weddings, the should
yeah,
haves. They drive
yeah,
me insane. You
yeah,
know, that nobody else's wedding is going to be like yours. It definitely shouldn't be. It should
Yeah.
feel like it is you two bundled together, and this is what it looks like when that happens.
Yeah.
So each of the choices when it comes to styling shouldn't just be, oh, well, of course we're going to have fairy lights. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Why are you having that? Does
Yeah.
it work for you? Do you like fairy lights? Are you that type of couple? Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to sit within what is deemed as, oh, well, weddings normally have these.
Yeah.
Like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
Let's question it first and make sure that you've considered each of these elements, each of the options out there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's too many.
Definitely important. Yeah, there is too many, and that's one of our initial issues, should I say, or concerns that couples have was I love all of these things, but I don't know how to make it my wedding, don't know how to pull it together. And there's always lighting up at that venue, so we should have lighting as well, like you say, and you don't necessarily need that.
Yeah,
So we do talk through the different options, and we do talk through what other people do have, but that's only to help them with visualization. And I always say, this is your wedding. You choose what you want. We'll give advice and say that's quite a dark area, so you possibly do need lighting. And then looking at the different stages of the day, and in the evening, it'll just create a really cozy feel. So it's giving them options and why people maybe have those things, but it's very much up to them. I'm not a stylist that will take over and sort of style their wedding for them. It's very
yeah.
much an advisory sort of position,
You
and
know,
and they have to make that decision.
do you remember the film, Father of the Bride
Yes.
with Frank?
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it out there, by the way, go and see it. It's a really old film. It's properly dated now, but it is hilarious. And I constantly, well, especially early stages of Weddings by Annabel, people would always go, "Oh my God, are you the Frank?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I am not trying to convince swans to walk down your path. Like,
No.
I'm not going to tell you what you have to have. I'm
No.
asking you what you'd like. And then we make a decision. This
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
inflicted upon you. This is no, 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 no. Reel it back.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
I'd love it if I
Definitely.
could walk into a wedding just once with a headpiece and a crazy accent.
Yeah,
Might
I think
try
we
it
should,
one day.
try it. It might be the new Weddings by Annabelle.
Imagine. Which version of me would you like today? I'm not very
Oh
good with
dear.
accents, though. Never mind.
Oh, you don't
One
need an
day.
accent.
Watch this
Yeah,
space.
yeah,
Okay, so that was my kind of list of key things to consider in general. You know,
yeah,
things to think about when it comes to, right, we want to make this wedding feel and look wonderful, basically.
yeah,
If we then break it down to when creating a good old list of what's needed, you then, I find it's easier to take them through what parts of the venue we're then looking at. Because each part of the venue relates to something that's happening in the wedding day, right?
yeah,
So, first point is entrance. It's
yep,
where the guests are coming in from. And this might be the end of a farm lane, it might be the entrance into a hotel. It might be some huge ramp up into a barn. It could be the entrance to a marquee. But it's the space that is the first thing that people will see. And I love this bit because if you have guests that are a little bit kind of nervous about coming, you know, if they're a bit introverted and the whole prospect of having to small talk and mingle with people for a whole day, some people show up and they're like, oh God,
here we go. Yeah,
yeah. So I think first having something that says welcome and it looks beautiful, and a lot of this is showing that you care. You know,
yeah,
these are people that should have been invited because you adore them and you want them to spend time with you on this, big do. So having that initial entrance effort, I think, is something that is a real win.
yeah, Definitely, yeah. And it's something that can be repurposed as well, which we always talk about in regards to sustainability and budget, but repurposing these things. So it's not just for that minute that everybody arrives, you can then reuse it elsewhere. But yeah, having a lovely sort of welcome for your guests is key. It is something that I often talk about right at the end of styling so that we can look at the styling design itself, and then that first welcome for your guests is a the first sort of a sneak preview of what they're going to get for the rest of the day.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
So it's about incorporating all the styling ideas and decor and colours and the sort of the feel that you want to achieve for the whole day. And guests are wowed by that, just a little, a little sneak peek, really.
Yeah,
And styling in general at the moment is all about these sort of little sets or stages
yeah, yeah,
of loveliness. So it's not like dressing the whole venue, it's just these little pockets of loveliness, and just making guests smile or wow at certain little bits.
yeah,
So, yeah, a welcome area, whether it is full of flowers or whether it is just a simple sign, it can just create the whole feel for the day. Yeah,
yeah. Sets the tone. And
yeah,
it's funny that isn't it? You're mentioning about these little stage areas. I love that too, and I like repurposing them. I remember when I first started doing this, a lot of people, the focus would be on, oh, well, there's a fire exit over there. Can we hide that?
yes, hide it,
Or where
yes.
the generator is. And I was like, right, pause for a minute because you're then putting something in an area that you don't want people to look that is drawing their eye.
All right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're actually doing the thing that you don't want them to do, which is look over there. Like, no,
Yeah. Yeah. We get
propel
that
them
a
in the
lot.
other direction.
Yeah, we get that a lot in village halls where there's maybe pictures up or floral
Yeah,
curtains, and can
yeah,
you cover that? Well, yeah, we can, but it might make it worse than it actually is to start with. Let's just
yeah,
let's just avoid that. So yeah, you can cover things, but yeah, just sometimes it can make it look worse than it did initially.
yeah.
Yeah,
When I first started in marquees many, many years ago, um, we used to go into village halls and line them with marquee
yeah,
lining.
yeah.
I have never done. Now, when you talk about faffing, that is the
Up there.
ultimate. Like, because I don't know if you know this, but marquee linings aren't made to fit every single village hall. So
Oh
me and my
gosh.
mum up ladders with pins ready in our
Oh
teeth,
gosh.
ruffling lining, trying to use cable tie, safety pin, anything we could
Wow.
to try and
Yeah.
fit these bad boys into a random village hall. I mean,
Wow.
we'd
Yeah.
get there, but oh my God. I I, I think I can flash back to those moments. If I drive past those village halls now, I'm like
It
shuddering.
all comes back. Oh
Like,
no.
oh God, please no, never again. Yeah, that's full effort. And
Yeah.
yeah, so there's the entrance. I like a good bit of signage in there. So,
Yeah.
having a welcome sign is one thing, but couples always go, really at this, but I like having like a mini itinerary on there because
Yeah.
if it says ceremony 1 o'clock, it's like a sense of relief if they've got there and it's 1:45 and they're
Yeah.
like, it's all right, we're here on time.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
sign has made me believe that all is good in the world and
Yeah.
not, we haven't screwed this up, you know?
Yeah.
So
And guests like to know when they're eating as well,
oh my
specifically,
God.
don't they?
Yeah.
That's why they're there, I think, most
Yeah.
guests. To
Totally.
eat.
They want to know, what am I eating? Is like big, big question. When am I going to
Yeah.
eat next? When am I drinking? Is it a free bar?
Yeah.
Can't put all of that on my itinerary,
No,
but
no.
you can tick a few boxes. It's like, what am I going to miss out on? If I wander
Yeah.
away, it's the ceremonies at this time. We're going to eat at this time. You're going to do speeches at this time and first dance at this time. And I want you gone
Yeah.
by this time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Key,
I mean,
key
we're
information.
starting now, we're doing a lot of welcome signs that are quite a big, pretty focus, that's personal to them with names and dates and everything, with lots of florals or draping and create and lanterns and candles, making that really pretty. And then for a lot of the moment on what I call a welcome table, where you put the post box, because that's the first thing guests want to do as well, as you know, when they arrive, is
Yeah,
to
dump.
offload any cards, presents, get rid of those.
Yeah,
But it's to put sort of a smaller scale order of the day on that table and scattered
yeah,
around in the bar on the coffee table so that people can see it and
yeah.
it's
That's
not
nice.
as sort of big and in your face. And that's I'm finding that really popular this season.
Yeah, yeah. It's easier than
Yeah,
moving around a bloody big board, isn't it?
yes, it can be. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, the next bit is the ceremony. Uh,
yes,
so I, how do I put this without annoying loads and loads of people? I am not a fan of having things down the aisle.
yeah,
It's only because
yeah, I agree.
if you have a big dress or if you have tight aisles or if you have, elderly relatives that are trying to squeeze into their seat and are knocking over bud vases
Yeah,
or nearly catching their outfits alight on
yeah,
candles or
yeah,
what I really don't understand is scattered petals down an aisle because
yeah,
by the time like the I don't know 30th guest walks down, it just looks like litter, right?
yeah. It looks messy.
Ye-
Yeah, might look nice on a shoot, but not for
Yeah.
practical, real weddings, which is what we
Yes.
need to work on. Yeah,
So this is another bugbear of mine. Oh, I'm just gonna get it all out. Another bugbear is good old Pinterest and Instagram. They show empty spaces,
yeah,
which look beautiful, definitely, but they're not very realistic.
yeah.
Because when coordinating events, that space is not empty for very long.
No,
You soon have you put 10 people in and it looks completely different. They're
yeah,
wearing different
massively.
coloured outfits, they're blocking the view.
Yeah.
I wish
And
that
that's why,
people stopped showing empty rooms.
yeah. And it's styled shoots as well. We find that a lot. Well, I saw this at the style shoot. Yeah, but you can't have that for your wedding, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
That's not a real
yeah.
wedding. That's just a styled shoot. Yeah, no,
I
we
I
don't.
love
Yeah,
I love saying to people, right, you see that shot there? That is so nonsensical. Like they've got everything for a wedding in one photo. Like that angle, that doesn't make sense. Like
yeah,
that it's silly. So if they panned the camera to the side, there'd be two suppliers having a chat and a brew.
yeah,
Like that's how much that picture is not realistic. Like,
yeah,
show some more pictures of Instagram where the 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 aisles are all full of people.
yeah.
Show
And that's the
that.
different, yeah, and that's the difference why on Instagram, and I think other stylists and other suppliers must do it as well, but is very much, explaining this is a real wedding, and
Yeah,
that's what people want to see. Style shoots are good fun. It's a chance to be a little bit
we've
different
had
and
some
more
right laughs at
creative.
style shoots.
Yeah, and it's really good fun for us, but it's not. I always say, don't look at that. No, you can't have that for a real wedding. That's just to look nice on Instagram. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
a lot
do
of
it
couples
because it's
struggle to
nice
get
to
their
look
head
at.
around that. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice. And the thing is, you can get some nice little ideas, especially when it comes to tables and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's, yeah, God, picture the room full. So yeah, with the
yeah,
ceremony, things
yeah.
down the aisle are not practical.
No,
I just can't. I can't get my head around it. I don't like it.
no,
Obviously,
I
each to their
agree.
own. Nobody wedding's wrong. If you really love it, bloody go for it. But be considerate about the width of the aisle, the people that are getting in and out, and what does your dress or outfits or anything like that. You're going to be brushing past these things. So
Yeah,
they have to be relevant to the space.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, we always advise, and we'll get a lot of couples still coming and saying, I want real candles all the way down the aisle. And it's at that point we have to be,
And
you
put
can
my
do what
foot
you
down.
want, but we won't provide real candles for down the aisle and that many. Because if somebody sits down and then the dress or the blazer
Yeah.
just sits over this flame, they're
Eek.
looking, and that has been known to happen a lot. So I think
Yeah.
as a stylist, it's not just making, like you say, it look pretty, it's about being practical. And the last thing they want to be doing on their wedding morning is getting to the top of the aisle and then thinking, I'm not getting down that. Um, and
Blow
then
out the
that's my fault.
candles.
Yeah, that's my fault. Everybody move the candles. Sorry, yeah, it's got to be
Yeah.
practical. And I don't think we'd be doing our job if we did say, yeah, go for it. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, it might look nice, but it won't work on your wedding. And
No.
that is a big part of our job as well.
I tell you what I do like though is kind of a trend coming through more and more strongly is having something at the start of the aisle.
Yes.
I love those. So whether it's meadow boxes or these little scenes, I
Yeah.
love those because all you really, when you first walk into that space, all you're faced with, even with it full of people, is a lot of back of chairs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
filling the space, even just part of it at the entrance
Yeah.
to the aisle, I really love. And I
Yeah. Me
like that
too.
then you can reuse those bits and pieces. It's not
Yeah.
needed after the ceremony. So anything in the ceremony should be just repurposed somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really
That's
like
it.
that
Yeah.
kind of the setting there and then it matching at the end of the aisle.
Yeah.
So where the couple's going to stand, whether it's celebrant, registrar, whatever. Now
Hmm.
the end of the aisle, there's a lot of different options for this. The,
Yeah.
this is where yes, Pinterest can come in handy because really it's seeing the concepts, isn't it? Uh,
Yeah.
I think, whether it's a broken arch, whether it's an arch, whether it's a hoop, whether it's a banner, whether it's a pedestal of flowers, whether it's either side of them or in the middle of them. Logistically, for me, I have to, whatever has been designed or the idea that they've come up with, I then have to go, okay, but where are you guys going to stand now?
Yeah.
Because it might look beautiful, but remember, there's possibly 3 people stood in front of all of that.
Yeah.
So it's looking at setting the entire scene and going,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to put you guys in there now. Now what does it look like?
Yeah.
Or if there's something in the center rather than either side of them, okay, well then do you want your registrar, celebrant, friend, whoever it is, to kind of stand off center and the couple could stand together and almost angle themselves to look at the crowd? Because then
Yeah.
whatever you've put in the middle is actually going to be seen, you know?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. You've got to visualize it as again on the day with people there.
Yeah,
And also thinking about what the backdrop already is to that.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, we often sort of advise something that would frame you, and create a nice frame for those people standing there, but also for before anybody gets there as well. So when the guests are in and it's kind of just the groom stood at the top, it's something to look at and that kind of feature. So we often say, yeah, something taller that would frame them, such as an arch or something like that, or something lower level, whether it's a meadow on the floor or just something lower level either side, but
yeah,
something just to create, yeah, to create a frame for that set.
yeah,
Um, and also based on the view. So if you're outside and the mountains are your view, some people say, I don't want to cover that, so I don't want anything there. But we still advise, it is their wedding, they can do what they want, but we still advise to have something there that
yeah,
isn't going to block everything. It's just going to frame it and create this sort of picturescape, if you like,
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
I did a wedding in a garden and it did have like fells and beautiful garden all around it.
Yeah,
And all we did was a stack of crates with
yeah,
some vases of flower arrangements like mixed in
lovely.
among them.
Yeah,
But it meant that if the weather did turn, because it can, those
yeah,
things can be easily uplifted and moved
picked up. Yeah,
indoors. You know,
yeah,
there's not a lot of faff around it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
again, it wasn't too distracting. It marks the end of the aisle, so you know
That's
where
it.
people are
Yeah,
going to go, but it's not distracting from the overall feel of
yeah,
the space. So yeah,
yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And it's going back to the initial why you chose that venue and the features that you like. So you don't, it's nice as it
Yeah,
is. We don't want to cover it all up. But yeah, it's
yeah.
about just framing them. Yeah.
Next bit is then you're often going into, well, there's drinks reception, which sometimes there's elements in there, isn't there, like where the games are, or if there's
Yeah.
a guest list or a guest activity of some sort. So
Yeah.
it's trying to blend that in so it doesn't look too out of place with the rest of the styling.
Yeah.
But you don't need to go OTT with these things because they're about being engaging rather than
Yeah.
just looking pretty. It
Yes.
still needs to look like you've put effort in, but you don't need to be focused on actually, having a load of flowers with it or,
Yeah.
a load of lighting around it. It needs to be appropriate for the activity, I suppose. That's
Yeah.
the easiest way of putting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Maybe just pop in a little bit of styling to match the rest of the sort of concept for the whole day, just to make it look pretty. But yeah, and guest experience is quite a key thing for me when I'm talking about styling. I know it's not, some people think, oh, well, that doesn't come into styling, but it kind of does. So you've got to sort of follow the trail of the guest, if you like. So like we
Yeah,
started with the entrance and then at this all these different lull points in the day, like the reception drinks where they've got a little bit of time to mull about, and it's yeah, creating things for them to do and engage in and that kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, then you go through to the dining space. So
Yeah.
whether this is a huge dining room in a hotel, whether it is a barn or a marquee. I mean, God, the options are endless now.
Yeah.
But in that space, so this is long tables, round tables, a U shape, a well, what do you want? The trend at the minute is to do snaking tables, which is really
Yeah.
tricky for all of the, anybody who's
Everybody.
hiring
Yeah.
out furniture. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful, logistically flipping well
Yeah.
tricky.
Again, it's Instagram, isn't it? An Instagram wedding or a shoot wedding.
Yeah.
Very
You're
little real weddings.
yeah. They always seem to be like somewhere really well abroad. So you can
Yes.
actually fit this
Yeah.
giant table because they'll have it outside. You're like, well, yeah, you've got
Yeah.
loads of space to do that. But I really feel for any caterer who's trying to serve down these bad boys because they're
Yeah.
giant. Anyway, so there's
Yeah.
long tables, round tables, whatever style you're going to go. And again, there's a lot of things beyond the styling that needs to be considered before you decide on the layout of the dining space.
Yeah.
But that consideration beforehand and then the afterwards, right? So you've decided on a round table, right? Well, styling needs to be appropriate to whatever space you are now creating. For me, before you decide on long tables, round tables, you need to look at what on earth is going to be on the table. And that's not from the off, that is where the food's going to go. I have done so many weddings now. So the biggest trend in food is family style dining. So it's like a buffet per
Yeah.
table. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of stuff that needs to go on a table, never mind then bring out platters, bowls of food.
Yeah.
It's been so conscious of the footprint that you need on a table. So
Yeah.
long tables can look absolutely brilliant. Logistically, I find them really tricky because it's like being in a cinema. Every time we need a wee, you're gonna, oh God,
Yeah.
sorry, excuse me, excuse me,
Yeah.
excuse me, excuse me. But then if you're bringing out a load of platters of food on that, I've been known to go along with every single set of waiters and remove decor just so we can get the
Yeah.
food in. You
Yeah.
know, it's been really conscious of what you're deciding first. Look at what's going to actually be what's the table needed for. You've got
Yeah.
wine, water, glassware, crockery, cutlery, napkins, then the decoration, and then the food comes out.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It can be a
It
lot.
is a lot. Yeah, it's massive. And that again, that's one of the first questions that I ask when I come to sort of the tablescapes and things is what sort of tables are you having? Are you having sharing platters? And because all of that just completely dictates what we do. Not
Yeah.
completely, but it does dictate what we do on that table.
Yeah.
Because again, the last thing, like you said, you want to be doing is removing flowers and things from a table to put some food
Oh,
on.
such a
Yeah.
faff, such a faff.
Yeah.
So when, for example, they've gone, right, we're having it in this dining room and we've gone for round tables, for example. For me, and you can correct me, because, I am not the all-knowing, I never will be. This industry is way too complicated for that. For me, I'll go, right. Again, we were talking about don't draw attention to things that are unnecessary. You don't have to decorate the entire space because a lot of
Yeah,
these places are flipping huge. So
yeah,
it's just a waste. I like that when you walk into a room, again, don't picture it with no people. Picture it that you
yeah,
can't hardly see the tables.
yeah,
I love anything that can draw your attention to that mid level or above
yeah, yeah.
because then it doesn't matter what's going on around the
Hmm.
table section. Because it might be that tables are being dropped later on, so that'll feel completely different. People are stood up, there's stuff going on.
Yeah,
I love really pretty lighting,
yeah,
whether that's even just the spotlights, the walls have been lit up, or fairy lights, festoon lights, draping, um, hoops hanging down, bunting, you flipping name it. I like that because it sets the tone when you first walk into the space.
yeah,
It's like a ooh moment.
yeah,
It doesn't mean that
yeah,
it's totally necessary though, because a lot of the time, especially working in places like Barnes, I'd say what 80% of your guests have never been in there before. So
yeah,
for them, this place is like ooh wow. Anyway,
yeah,
it's again, it's not a given that you need to do it, but if there's nothing there, marquees are the trickiest bad boys in the world. They're basically a white box, right?
yeah,
So getting
yeah,
something up there makes such a difference. Again, something contrasting, something to draw your eye away from just the lots and lots of
yeah,
white everywhere.
yeah. Yeah, that's it. Or it's the opposite in Barnes, isn't it? It's very dark feeling, a very
Yeah,
cold feeling, just all the hard textures. And a lot of people will say, we don't really want anything on the ceiling because it's beautiful. We don't want to hide it. And that's when we come in and advise, well, you're not hiding it, you're drawing people's eye up to look at it,
yeah,
and creating a nice feel from it.
yeah,
And that can be as minimal or as maximal as you want. If you want a
yeah,
full canopy of lights over you, or if
yeah,
you just want a little twinkling it up there.
yeah.
And it does draw the eye up,
Mm.
which is surprising.
But it's nice. It's a nice. Why not show it off? Slush.
Yeah, yeah,
Um. Yeah. So dining spaces. Think about the effect for every guest when they walk through, not just the first five people, but the effect and the feel of the room throughout your time in that space is
yeah,
basically the, the summary of that. Um, when you then come to sit down, that's
yeah.
when the the tablescapes. So many of my clients laugh at that. They're like, as if that has a word. Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Let's
It's
just
a
go with it.
it's a tablescape. But I used to kind of, I'll be honest, I kind of wrote it off for years. I was like, well, they'll come down, they'll put the pint down, they'll spill the wine, and all of it's ruined.
Yeah,
Go with the centerpiece. That's what you need. Now, watching guests in the space for 15 years, watching them actually get to their place and sitting down and taking that in, I think is a wonderful opportunity to show them that you give two hoots.
yeah,
It can be it's so easily designed and created, but can have a big impact on how they feel,
yeah,
and I think, yes, centerpieces, they make a big statement in that. They help with the design of the room, they help with the feel, but then taking it down another layer, we were talking about contrast before. I've got a love of coloured napkins. Only a person in weddings could say a statement like that, right?
yeah. I'm with you there.
It's something that's necessary. You need to have a napkin, right? So why not make it bloody lovely and make it blend in with everything else that's going on? So I love centerpiece that it's attention seeking and it's beautiful and it's well lit and blends beautifully with the setting. Then they pan their eyes down and they see their name. They see, there might be, this is another one that when you're not in weddings, you don't understand. Charges.
Yeah.
Such a weird concept. I'd love to know where this has come from.
Yeah. A big plate. Everyone's like, what's a charger? Okay, a big plate, a big decorative plate that your plate sits on.
Yeah, like, what? Like a
Yeah.
placemat, but it's not. Well, it is. It's not. Anyway, there are many different versions of those things as well.
Yeah.
But using, so you've got the texture of your table or your cloth, then you've got maybe a charger, then you might have your plate down already, depending on whether it's a plated meal that's coming out or not.
Yeah.
Then you've got a napkin. Then you've got possibly your crockery, your cutlery is going on the napkin or somewhere. Then you've got your
Mhm.
place name or you've got a menu. But for me, that you've got a massive opportunity there to get some texture, a load of different contrast, and set that place as beautifully as you can with
Yeah.
like minimal effort, really.
Yeah, yeah, you can achieve something really beautiful on not a great budget, you know.
Mm.
It just goes with different layering and textures.
Yeah,
And lots
love
of
it.
I do get some people saying, oh, coloured napkins are a lot more expensive,
Yeah,
and therefore we're just, you know, gonna go with the standard white. Which is, yeah, we've got to stick to budget and be sensible. So there's other ways that you can do that. Bring your colouring is through possibly a place name or a favour. So if you have a plain white napkin, you can then bring in your colour and bit of fun and personality with your favour or your name place.
yeah,
But yeah, it's about layering up and just making a real wow for that
yeah.
guest who's going to sit there.
Bit of interest.
Yes,
And you use what you've got already. A lot of people will, if you're going to have, I did a beautiful one. It's only a small wedding, but instead of having just glass clear jugs, they'd gone to a charity shop and like over the few months and bought these jugs that were kind of like old farmhouse style. You know, the
lovely. Yeah,
mixtures of colours and things, but their theming was all kind of Mediterranean. So it worked. It went so nicely with the kind of the rustic farmhousey vibes that were going on.
yeah,
But such a feature on the
perfect.
table. And
Yeah,
then they'd gone again, charity shops will really benefit from weddings often. Um, they'd gone and
mm,
got the water glasses were all completely different. Just something
lovely. Yeah,
finishing touches, isn't it? That you can
yeah,
incorporate in and just add that level of personality and style, but without all the massive effort or cost. I mean, you
yeah.
can hire in different coloured glassware as well. So
You
if
can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
depending on what
And
the
it's
budget does,
yeah. And also the number of guests you've got. So if you've got like a 200 guest event, that might be slightly different to if you've got a nice
yeah,
intimate wedding for 20, you know, you can really go all out for that, can't
yeah,
you?
it's being clever about again. It's making considered choices. It's
Yeah.
looking at the grand scheme of things and then your budget and going, what realistically can we do with this?
Yeah.
I must add in there though that when it comes to styling, when people do start getting their own items and they're shipping it from China, they've got a billion blimmin' tea light holders or a billion paper lanterns or whatever. It's remembering that one day you won't be wedding planning and all
Yeah.
of these things, what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
You know, Facebook marketplace is flooded with people trying to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where hiring in becomes a lot more, well, cost effective and time effective because
Yeah.
nobody can be bothered sitting on Facebook marketplace. And
No.
it, yeah, it's just being really thoughtful through the entire
Yeah.
process.
And it's also more sustainable, isn't it? If you just hire and then
Yeah.
it goes back, and also the amount of couples that I see on the day before their wedding, and they're just so relieved to now the spare bedroom is now free again. It's not full of boxes of things I bought 3 years ago that I didn't even know I'd bought,
Yeah.
and yeah. So it's all, and then getting it to the wedding as well, and then getting it back,
Yeah.
cleaning it, and then selling it. Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. So
It is.
here's me promoting good old charity shops, but be conscious of what that actually entails.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
definitely.
hoofing
Yeah.
around, a lot of faffing. um. So yeah, I think that kind of covers the main aspects. Am I missing anything? There's
No, I
kind
would
of
say we've covered it there. Yeah.
walking through the spaces, thinking about each of the little elements that come in and how to kind of style these appropriately. So yeah, I think. I mean, God, it feels like a topic. If we started delving into each of the themes and each of the possible
Oh
items,
yeah, we'd be here all night.
yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. No.
um,
Thing we do always talk about as well is like in the evening as well. Don't just think, oh, that's it. After the meal,
yeah,
everything, people will just be drinking then and nobody cares. So it's about sort of thinking about that the evening as well and what's going on in the evening, and repurposing things throughout the day. So if it was an archway, you could maybe put that behind the cake if you're having a big cake cut, or just making a bit of a backdrop for people taking their own pictures, and again creating these nice little scapes or sets again. Or if you're doing
yeah,
like a buffet table with like a treat table, just repurposing what you've had there. Don't just
yeah,
give in after the meal and think that's it.
yeah,
Take it right through.
yeah. I love saying to a band, they start setting up. I'm like, how do you feel about having an arch over the drummer? And they're like, what? No
Yeah,
way. I'm like, well, I've got one to use.
yeah,
So can I?
you look good, honest.
I've got some meadow boxes. Can I put those in front of the in front of the singer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He'll be so happy.
I know.
So yeah, definitely. I like on an evening as well if the couple leave me or whoever's coordinating, if they leave out some extra lights. So
Yeah,
I like to dim whatever I can down, drop it all down for the evening, but then make any tables or any nooks, give them a bit of extra light. So
yeah,
having some more candles to bring out, or tea lights, or some micro fairy lights to put around the floral arrangement, or
yeah,
so it makes it kind of, like what you picture in like a jazz bar.
yeah,
Like these little boothy nooks. It gives it that
yeah.
kind of like that cozy, chilled vibe,
Yeah,
but in like
it
a
brings out. I
classy
mean,
way.
we often do. So in an evening, when we have to clear all the tables, take all the candles off, rather than just putting them in a back room, we then put them out on like another
Yeah,
welcome table, if you like, and
yeah.
really pretty up that stage. So it's like proper in your face and just very different vibes for the evening.
Mm,
And then if they're bringing out sunglasses or glow sticks or whatever, just
yeah,
make a
yeah,
lovely sort of display with all of those.
yeah.
Um, but also making sure that there's LED possible options as well for candles. So a lot of venues ask for after the meal, there's no real flames. Not all venues, but some do. So we tend to have just LED, whether it's tea lights or
Yeah,
floating candles that they can then just change so that they're not getting rid of all the candles.
yeah.
And we also do a lot of scent in the evening as well. So like room sprays and things like that,
Yeah,
because it can smell really, if there's been spilt wine or food smells, and then
yeah,
people tend to go from the room, then we turn it round and it's just like fresh as a daisy again.
yeah. I like
And
that.
we've had lots of comments about that. Just
Yeah.
simple things like that just go real big
I've
way.
had a couple of clients that have chosen their favourite scented candle and
Yeah.
had not on every table because you don't want to overpower the space,
No.
but just to give kind of like a gentle air of.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to be careful then with the food that you're having.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
If there's food around, then it can sometimes change that,
uh,
can't it? So yeah, but certainly in an evening, we would recommend get them
jasmine
out and
mixed with
just
a curry. No,
yeah,
don't
that
do it.
yeah, maybe not.
Or you have a barbecue and then any scent that you had is completely wiped out anyway.
Gone. Yeah, gone.
Yeah. So yeah, being very careful of it. But yeah, I love an evening turnaround. Makes loads of
Yeah.
difference. So I have a big question for you.
Okay.
So how long did you say you've been married?
20 years this year. I know.
I hope you're going to celebrate that well. Look at us, we've
Yeah,
survived
me
20
too.
years. Jesus Christ,
I
well
know, and it
done.
is a survival. Yeah.
If you were to do it again, what would that look like?
Very different. I wasn't in the wedding industry when we got married. There wasn't social media either
Do you
massively, so
remember
there was
those
no like,
days?
look what you should be doing. It was just what we wanted to do, and I think we got well, I know we got married in a church, but I think then the hotel that we got married in then said, "This is our recommended florist for your centerpieces," and that was it. So yeah, we'll do it quite differently now. Keeping
You
it very
surely you'd
natural.
use like all of your stuff.
Don't know. I don't know. That's what everyone says. Surely Christmas must be crazy at your house. No, I've had enough of lights. That I don't even do that. It's like the kids do it, and that's just how it is. And maybe, but just very natural, very relaxed,
Yeah.
sort of just chilled and not as formal. My wedding back then was just very formal. You got married at the church, you had a sit-down meal, you had an MC who was doing all these grand announcements. And
Yeah.
looking back, that wasn't us. We just
Yeah.
wanted to have fun and, and just chill with our friends and family. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, a
Oh yeah,
barn
I get
wedding,
you.
I think, yeah, would be the way forward.
Yeah. Well, we know plenty of them. If you want to renew your
We
vows,
do.
I can throw a few at you.
Yeah, no, too busy for that.
Squeeze that in amongst everybody else's weddings.
Yeah, no.
You'd end up having to do it like January. Boo.
I know. Yeah,
Well, thank you
no,
very
believe it.
much. Thanks for
No, you're
joining me. We
welcome.
got there in the
Thank
end.
you.
If
Yeah,
uh,
thanks ever so much for having me. I've enjoyed it.
if anybody would like to find out more about what Emma Jane does, what is your website? Tell the
It's
world.
info@emmajaneevents.co.uk.
Easy peasy. Is that Jane with a
Easy.
Y or Jane
No,
without?
plain and simple, J
Yeah.
without a Y.
No fancy letters thrown in.
No, plain Jane. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you very much for joining me. That's been fabulous. And I hope it's helped everybody out there. And I hope you all reach out to Emma to go, help, help, help. I need help with styling. With any help on anything else, as of course, weddingsbyannabel.co.uk. Let me know if there's a topic that you'd like to know about. If you'd like to be a guest, please let me know. And I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for following. If you would like some further advice or help, or more information on Weddings by Annabel, or would like to be involved in the podcast, then email us via the website weddingsbyannabel.co.uk or find us on Instagram, Facebook or LinkedIn.